Prime,
paint,
and vinyl wrap. Let's go.
I'm just gonna set it down because knowing me, I'm going to drop it. Now we're gonna paint the board. We're gonna start with the outside edge first. All right, guys, last edge of the first board.
Work that water and soap into those bristles. Get it nice and clean, and then you beat the devil out of it.
We have the boards fully primed with one coat of the Kills all-purpose interior and exterior primer. We're gonna let these dry overnight. Then we're gonna put a coat of polyacrylic over the top. Then AJ and his dad are gonna vinyl wrap it. The primer dried on the board, so now I'm gonna put on the black paint. Before we put the polyacrylic lacquer on, we have to wipe the top of the boards off. These boards specifically, we're going to vinyl wrap, so we have to make sure that there's no dust on the top, so the vinyl wraps sit down perfectly to the top of the board. If dust or debris gets trapped underneath, the vinyl wraps can bubble and they won't sit flat. Now I have the polyacrylic by Minwax. It's a crystal clear top coat, and I'm gonna use this little sponge brush. We're just gonna do the top.
I have to smash the brush down. The little thing didn't sign up for that kind of abuse.
Well, I think I'm done. Mr. Inspector, would you like to inspect?
Good enough.
Next step, we wait for this to dry, and then AJ and his dad are gonna put on the vinyl wraps.
All right, so we're ready to put our decal down. Right now our decal is just a little bit larger than the board, but that's not a big deal. We've centered up the decal the best we could by just measuring it. We've got it taped down on the edges so that way it stays put. And we are going to start by peeling off the backer about 4 or 5 inches down. All right, perfect. And we're gonna cut this off so we don't end up with a bubble underneath of the decal. We're going to lay the decal down flat once this backer is cut off. All right, so now we've got our starting area. Just gonna lay the decal down flat. I'm gonna get my squeegee. I have a squeegee inside of this rag. We're gonna start from the center so we don't end up with any air bubbles in the center and work our way out to the edges. And it's just good to have a rag. We have a plastic squeegee, so it's just nice to have that rag to keep the decal protected, or the wrap protected, so we don't nick a hole into it, scratch it, or... All right. That should be it. All right, so I think we're ready to lift up the tape. So now that we've got our bottom secure, we can flip this up and grab a hold of the backer. Now as he pulls down toward the bottom and keeps everything nice and taut, I'm going to keep going from the center, pushing out to the edges. Okay, slow down.
The tape, right?
Yeah, that's fine. Just can't let the stick decal lay down until I get to the squeegee part. Now that we've got our wrap squeegee down, we're going to apply heat to the wrap with the heat gun, and then we're going to roll it down with a roller, and this is going to just make sure that it hugs the wood nice and tight so it has a good adhesion to the board surface. And you can roll it however, crisscross it, go side to side. The whole point of this is just to make sure we have a good contact with the board underneath. All right, now that we've got our decal laid down, I'm just going to cut out the spot where the hole is. We used to wrap the wraps back behind the hole and push everything through, but it's just a lot easier to cut up to the board and cut the wrap off. The X-Acto knife is just a really nice sharp blade that you can get down in fine detail and just do nice trim work with it. All right, there. If you found any of this here helpful today, go ahead and give me a like. That would be much appreciated. And if you want to see how we built these cornhole boards, click on this video next. And once your wraps have been fully applied using that heat gun and rolling technique, I suggest you come back and apply a couple coats of polyacrylic. That will just add a little bit more durability to the vinyl. Polyurethane will yellow once it's exposed to the UV rays of the sun. So if you want your boards to look just as pristine as the day you made them, remember to use polyacrylic. And that's a wrap. We'll see you in the next one.